Hey everyone, what's going on? Rob from Captain Rob Games here. As some of you may know already, the Trickster is set to receive some insane buffs coming up. And I'm excited. He does deserve some buffs. He certainly is not as strong as he should be. And since launch, it's been a disappointment how basically unviable he is. Unfortunately, with these new changes, I think that things might end up becoming a little bit out of control. Now, I don't know if they actually did anything to change his speeds of how he moves with his knives out or things like that. It felt a little bit faster on the PTB, but that could be a psychological effect. What we know, or what I know at least that he's changed, is that now it only takes 6 blades instead of 8 to injure. Now, this is cool. It might be a little bit too much of a buff, but we'll see. We'll see, I guess. And then we're going to take a little step aside for a second. Separately, I recognize that the iridescent photo card maybe didn't seem as strong as it maybe could have been. So instead of being 1 blade away from the maximum laceration effect, now if you're within 2 blades away from maximum laceration, you will have the target be exposed. They also took off a little bit previously the sort of requirement that you could no longer injure them with the knives. So this iridescent photo card, now, if you were within 1 or 2 knives of injuring them, they're exposed, and you can still injure them with them, which means you can injure with knives or you can instant down if they're exposed. So you have a choice. Now, all of these changes individually, okay, they're great, whatever. Maybe the 6 knives is still a bit too much, but the combination of both is really scary. Because when you play the iridescent photo card on the new buffed Trickster, if you throw 4 knives at a survivor, that survivor then becomes exposed and can be insta-downed. Now, as you can imagine, dodging 4 knives isn't the easiest, and sometimes the strategy to dodge knives and not get injured against the Trickster is to put yourself in a position where he hits you with knives a couple times, and then you force him to mouse 1 you, losing essentially all of that time he was throwing knives. That's a common strategy against Trickster. It's to not let him get all the way up there. But 4 knives and an instant down is almost a Bubba level of strength, being able to instant down someone. I would argue it's probably not as good as Bubba's instant down ability, but on the flip side, if you actually make it to a vault, you can then injure them by throwing knives through the vault or through the window to knock their laceration meter. So even if you failed to get the instant down because the survivor played well, you can still get an injure. So I think that this is kind of dangerous. I think it's really strong, and it's one of those things where, like, if you play well, you will get injured. If you play poorly, you will get insta-downed. So I have some concerns about it, and I'll show you some gameplay back from the public test beta, the public test build rather, that they had last week. I think this is going to be a serious problem, and I think it's going to be extremely oppressive. It's going to feel similar to the clown's redhead pinky finger, and it's going to feel similar to the huntress's iridescent heads. It's kind of like an in-between where you still have to mouse 1, but there's no real restriction anymore on his native ability when using it. So I think this is going to be extremely disruptive. It's not that I think it's going to be like disgustingly overpowered. It's not going to be nerf strong. It's not going to be spirit strong, but it's going to be very unfun to play with, or play against rather, especially as some newer survivors. You're just going to get instant down a lot of time. Trickster pulls out knives, 1, 2, 3, 4, mouse 1, you're down. So I think that this is going to be problematic with all of their changes, and I hope they're going to address it. So again, please go ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, help me with the algorithm a little bit, and I'll show you some clips about why I think this is going to be problematic. So enjoy. Whoa! Chick just teleported! Yeah, that's kind of strong, dude. I messed up. Yeah, this is like a really, really broken perk. What a perk, dude. What a... That's fine, thank you. So give me number 2. And so the key now is I just do this. Hit her right like that. Get the pallet in the hip. Got stuck on nothing, like an idiot. That's brutal, dude. That's brutal. Why is this in the game, dude? Why is this in the game? Now Spirit Fury's all charged up. So, you know, I'm not sure I'll be able to force this. Shouldn't fall for it at all, actually.